That is right, my massive Star Wars piece will debut at Alamo City Comic Con in 2017. It's an 8-part piece, each one representing one of the Star Wars movies that has come out. So I quickly laid this out on a 8.5 by 14 size paper. So this is a very rough sketch before I go into the detailing next week. So this was the week I actually started drawing. After all this time of planning and trying to put it together, I finally was able to put, ink on paper to start the final of this piece, and admittedly it was a lot of fun to do. Like, I was at work, I couldn't wait to get home, like every minute. I just wanted to go and actually work on this piece because in all honesty, this is so much fun to do. So pretty much from where I left off last week, I had the layout ready to go. I enlarged it to the size as of the boards, and then I printed that out just to see, trying to get the dimensions right, okay? And from there, that's when I started to refine all the likenesses of all the characters. Now, admittedly, that took a long time. There's a fine line between just copying what's there and having a style, showing that I have a particular style that I want to show. And that's what I wanted to come out in this. I wanted it to look like the characters, but at the same time, have a style that is my own. I would put pictures up of the actors on my screen from all different angles, just not from the front of the face, from the sides, as much as I could see of them, just so I could get a general sense of how their face looks in 3D. Originally, I was just going to do two of the pieces of the 8 for the one, because each of these Star Wars pieces, there's 8 Star Wars pieces, and each one of those pieces is broken down into 8 comic book boards, okay? So I wanted to do at least 2 this week, but I really wanted to draw Han Solo, so that's why I did the 3 and did all of the giant characters first, okay, before I went in with the actual scenes. Now the thing is, going in with ink, you never know when you're going to make mistakes, okay? And I actually did make a pretty big mistake, and I didn't notice it until I actually went into the ink, and that was actually Obi-Wan's head and the actual hood that he had on, and I drew it too puffy, puffy over the head. Right? It was too thick, because really when a hood goes over the head, the hood takes the shape of the head. But I drew it there was like more space on top of his head, so it kind of looked weird. So I had to decide how I wanted to erase it. Okay, so I was gonna go. So I decided to try correction tape. After using it, I'm not sure if that was the best route. The ink going on top of it, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's not the best, but not too bad too. I'm not sure if whiteout would have been better, because whiteout has a little bit of sheen to it. But I think the best way to do it is not to make the mistake in the first place. Okay, so I got to be a little bit more careful when doing the blue lines, just to make sure it's exactly what I want. From there, I started to fill in the individual scenes in the background, and every time I draw the scene, I keep thinking in my head, can I draw this better from a different angle? Because once it's in, but at the same time, I don't have time to tinker around and change everything. It was so much fun drawing these iconic scenes, it's like bringing back the entire movie. Again, my whole purpose for this piece is to have someone go up there and remember, bring them back to when they first saw each of these individual key scenes. Like, for example, when Leia gives R2 the plans and installs them in him, and then when Leia gets brought out by the stormtroopers, and when you first see Darth Vader choking out, was that Captain Antilles? Of course, when the droids are being sold to Uncle Owen, and also, of course, the Sand People. The Sand People was a lot of fun to do. I first sketched it out, and then I forgot that iconic sand person pose where he's standing over Luke, where he's like, so I was gonna draw him in, but I needed to include at least that pose, so I put it over on the side, and of course when Obi-Wan and Luke see the actual message from Princess Leia, I wanted to include that scene. Also, when Luke realizes the stormtroopers went to his house and he goes over there and sees his home on fire, I was this close to drawing the skeletons of Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, but I decided to leave it out. I might still put it in. Like, I love space. I'm deciding whether I should put those charred skeletons in there. Let's go Han and Greedo. And now in this, I have Han shooting Greedo. Now I know if Disney were to come and say, well, I'm going to sponsor this thing, I know I'm going to have to put the Greedo shot in there as well. But as of right now, it's just the Han shooting Greedo, you know? In all honesty, I didn't get as far as I wanted to this week, but compared to my previous weeks, my progress was a lot better this week. So it's coming along. It's really nice to see some of the final art starting to come out. There's still a ton of work to go, but I'm ready to do it. In all honesty, that's my first deadline for this New Hope piece. I'm gonna try to get it done the weekend that Rogue One comes out. My confidence has gone up this week, absolutely, and mainly because I could start to see things coming along. So it's been good. It's been very good. Next week is going to be a little tougher. My daughter's birthday is next week. I have a lot of things going on next week. We're going to see how far I go, but I got to allot my time properly. But I'm really confident, and things are coming along, and I can't wait to get this thing done.